All right. Of course, guys, my first video, I was thinking about Daima, and something occurred to me as we were talking about how Super should end and where Daima should be. What is GT? GT is a grand tour. We all know what happened in GT. Pilaf got hold of Black Star Dragon Balls. They're much more powerful than the regular Dragon Balls. But he didn't realize that when you summon the Black Star Dragon, you got up to a year to get the Dragon Balls back on Earth or they explode. The planet will explode. And through that wish, he said, I wish you were a kid again, that I can teach you a lesson or two. And the dragon heard him say he wished, and so the dragon granted the wish, and Goku became a kid again. Well, we see in Daima everybody's kids, and that's because these tyrants are going to acquire the Dragon Balls, and they're going to make Goku and them all kids. I don't know why, it's stupid. But we all know what GT was. GT was the uncanon, unconfirmed ending of Z. Okay? For a very long time, us diehard Z fans consider GT the original ending to Z. And then Toriyama needed an excuse, because this is true, to write Super. So everybody can forget about Z. Can forget about GT. And the excuse was, well, this was something that was originally planned way back before GT. I just never pulled the trigger on it. No, that was the excuse to have this story to be told, so we can forget about GT. Now, all of a sudden, at the New York Comic-Con here a couple months ago, a trailer was released showing Goku and them all being turned into kids. Hence the name Dragon Ball Daima. And, and Daima means forever. So I don't, in certain languages, it means other things, other languages, but it means forever. Listen. And this is why I think we're going to get a Boo saga coming up in Super. If GT was the untold, unconfirmed ending of Z, and we know that Akira Toriyama wrote that story, he just didn't have his hands in the overall planning and designs and stuff. Well, no, he didn't really write the story. He had some influences. He talked about Super Saiyan 4 and all that stuff. You know, he didn't make the designs, Tiny and them did, blah, 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 all that shit, right? He wasn't the original storyteller of GT. But in Super and in Daima, he is the man. Okay? Now, since Super is the continuation of Z, and that's been confirmed, right? Because it picks up 3 years or something like that after Majin Buu, and they start off telling you guys that. GT didn't. It was just a big-ass time skip. But, you know, this actually continues that story. We know GT stood for Grand Tour. Well, we got other universes in Super. That is a tour, right? We got the Super Dragon Balls. Remember the Black Star Dragon Balls? Super Dragon Balls. We got Dragon Balls on all planets. Two-Star Dragon on Granola and them planet and all that shit, right? The Granola was what? The so-called Tuffles. You remember GT? That became ultimately Planet Vegeta. I'm just telling you guys everything that I want you guys to take in. GT's already been retold. Okay? It's been retold. Didn't Earth blow up? Frieza blew it up. But it blew up. It reached around the time, but he blew it up. Just putting it out there. Did 17 fight Goku, even though it was a sparring match? When did 17 fight Goku? Wasn't it in GT? Even though it was a few 17? Just saying. I'm just saying everything. Didn't we see Cell and freezing them in hell in GT? Did we not just have Cell come back in Super? Even though it was superhero, but the manga is an arc as well now. I'm just saying everything you guys won't say. I'm just saying it. Is Oob around now? I know we have Marju, but is Oob around? which is why I believe we're going to get a margin arc. Just saying. It's a lot. Now, all of a sudden, we got kids. Now, it makes absolutely no sense to put Daima before Super and after Z in that little scrunch right there. That makes no sense. The most logical conclusion would be to tell this story after Super. But I understand if they do that, it wouldn't make sense. Because then we know what's going to happen before Daima gets here. Okay? Now, I still believe that Daima will be the ending of Super, the continuation of Super, right? But I think the very first part of that will be the kids arc. If they make this something like GT, right? Hear me out. I think they're going to test the waters and see where this goes. We know GT was a failure because Goku was a kid and Pan was obnoxious. That's it. Wasn't so much about the fights and the storytelling. It was just that we ain't like Goku being a kid and we ain't like Pan being the damsel in distress. Sorry, that's just facts. With this, though, everybody's on an even playing field for the most part. So I can see it being the continuation of Super and the first arc being, the kids arc. And then it goes on hiatus. Super does its few arcs, get to the end, and then Daima picks up after that. And goes on. And then go the way like GT went. Goku dies at the end. But this time, take my boy Vegeta with him. And a lot of those other fucks. If you want to do 10 years, kill off the old guard and then give the reins to Gohan, Goten, Trunks, Pan, and Bulla. The young Saiyans, Kaba and shit. Kill off all the old fucks. That's how I feel is what's going to happen with Daima. I had to think about that. If GT was the original ending to Z, and we had kids, Goku was a kid, and Pan was a kid. I mean, Goten and Trunks was essentially grown, but they were still teenagers. Then I can see what they're trying to do with this. And this would be Toriyama's way of saying, I want you guys to finally forget GT because Super and Daima is a continuity of Z and we're retelling GT. Super is retelling GT now if you just pay attention. It's retelling GT. But Daima is like the big fuck you to you fans out there that hate the GT. Now I'm going to give you something to hate even worse, but we're going to try to make it better than GT. That's how I feel about all this. You guys tell me what you think below. I got other content to talk about now. I gave you guys like an hour worth of Dragon Ball shit in 4 videos. I am tired. And then I got to review the damn upcoming chapter. And then I'll probably go back on a hiatus from Dragon Ball. Because like I said, it's a lot of news coming out, but I don't really want to overhype Dragon Ball. I think I'm preparing to be disappointed with Daima. And I'm prepared to be disappointed with the next arc if it's another little side story arc. I'm going to be very upset because I really want to get to some good shit. And this ain't cutting it. You guys have a good one. I got some other shit now to talk about, some real world shit. And I'm out, guys. Peace.